Epic Games are back in the news yet again. You may remember them from such hits as Epic Games snatches up another exclusive, Epic Games has a culture of crunch, or Epic Games stole my sweet, sweet dance moves. Their latest blockbuster blunder is a class action lawsuit that I'm calling Epic Games Controversy 1495. Epic Games, the star of 2019's biggest gaming controversies, is now facing a class action lawsuit related to account hacking. This latest epic drama comes from Franklin D. Azar and Associates, a law firm in Denver, Colorado, who claims to have over 100 class members. The lawsuit accuses Epic Games of a failure to maintain adequate security measures and notify users of the security breach in a timely manner. This refers to a breach in Epic's security systems in Fortnite from back in January, which was potentially being exploited by hackers. The original breach involved a bug in Fortnite's login system, which would grant attackers access to the victim's personal information, including bank details. The exploit is demonstrated by this graph, which explains how hackers could get inside the system and obtain the data. The hack is known as an XSS attack, and all that would be required of the victim was to click a link sent by the attacker, which would grant them access to the target's username and password. Epic had already fixed this issue that hackers were potentially exploiting, however, they failed to notify those who may have been affected. According to the lawsuit, Epic Games has not yet directly informed or notified individual Fortnite users that their personal identifiable information may be compromised as a result of the breach. The law firm also alleges that Epic were aware of the issue in November 2018, 2 months before acknowledging it in an account security bulletin. At the time, Epic said, "At Epic, we've been working hard to try to hunt down password dumps in order to proactively reset passwords for player accounts when we believe they are leaked online. While this approach involves a lot of manual work on our side, we believe that it prevents a significant amount of fraud. However, this approach doesn't find every impacted account, or you might have created your Epic account after we checked a particular password dump. As a result, we're looking to further automate our process to check our account database against password dumps to close the gap on identifying impacted users and resetting their passwords. We've also enabled multi-factor authentication, which provides players with additional security options." Now, all that basically is them saying, "We promise we've worked super hard to fix the issue, but oh wait, maybe we haven't really, so here's what we should have done in the first place. Please don't sue us." FD Azar weren't very satisfied with this and went on to highlight Epic's responsibility to their users, and those affected may be entitled to compensation. However, affected Fortnite users have suffered an ascertainable loss in that they have had fraudulent charges made to their credit or debit cards and must undertake additional security measures, some at their own expense, to minimize the risk of future data breaches, including cancelling credit cards associated with their Epic/Fortnite accounts and changing passwords for those accounts. Furthermore, Fortnite users have no guarantee that the above security measures will in fact adequately protect their personal information. Fortnite users therefore have an ongoing interest in ensuring that their personal information is protected from past and future cybersecurity threats. Security and account safety are among the strongest arguments against using the Epic Games Store over more secure and feature-packed alternatives like Steam. However, despite all this, it is unclear if any accounts actually were affected by the issue, according to Tim Sweeney anyway. The exploit was apparently patched away before being disclosed, and the vulnerability was only uncovered by researchers at Checkpoint, not genuine hackers. Mr. Sweeney is no stranger to bending the truth or outright lying, depending on who you ask, so take his assertions carefully. The key idea behind the lawsuit is there was a crack in Epic's security system, and whether or not it was exploited by real hackers, the law firm believes Epic has a responsibility to inform its users nonetheless. According to the firm, you may have a claim against Epic Games if you have an Epic Games or Fortnite account, a credit or debit card linked to that account, and incur charges on that linked card that you did not authorize or recognize. So essentially, this lawsuit is about a hack which may or may not have been exploited in Fortnite, and apparently people have been affected, but there's no way to necessarily prove that they have apart from the lawsuit's words about it. Yeah, we believe they have, so give us a lot of money.
How are you going to find out though? It's not like you got to believe Epic, right? You got to believe that it wasn't hacked, but then again, like, can you believe them? Can you take them at their word? Did you get involved in this lawsuit? Is that something that you would do? Did you have your account hacked? I know for sure my Epic account was hacked at some point in the past, right? My username was changed, my password changed. I got it back, but I only had the Fortnite game on there, which is a free game anyway, Fortnite Battle Royale, so I didn't really kick it. But first, actually, I didn't actually get it back. That's a fact. I didn't get it back. I actually make a new account, but because I only lost my Fortnite, which was nothing because that was free, I let it go. But there you go. Epic security blunder again in the news. Like, can you trust them? I certainly don't.
Yeah, even when they try and say they're doing good things for the developers, which all sounds great, but then you look at the numerous problems that their store still has. And it launched back in December, so that was what, 9 months ago, 8-9 months ago, and they've still not fully fixed it and made it a realistic competitor to Steam other than by poaching these exclusives.
And the problem is that they don't not disclosed that this threat happened, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
They haven't told anybody that this was a potential issue. Can you trust them? Obviously not. They're trying to cover the tracks. They're trying to sweep this under the rug. It's going to be hard to do that with this lawsuit on the horizon now for them.
Most of these lawsuits don't necessarily amount to anything, but it's just more bad press. More than likely they'll settle out of court and anyone affected will get a bit of money, but it won't be major. But we're not finished with Epic there, because we've got another Epic story in our first news nugget.
And first up in the nuggets, Tim Sweeney has announced in a tweet that Borderlands 3, which is a timed PC exclusive for Epic Games, will not support preloading on the platform. I'm sorry, we won't have support for preloading in the Borderlands release timeframe, said Sweeney. Epic Store has come under a lot of criticism for its lack of features compared to Steam in the past, and this won't do anything to appease the naysayers.
In a move that we're sure surprised absolutely no one, American superstore Walmart has removed all in-store ads featuring violent video games. Let's be clear, they're not stopping the sale of the video games themselves, just the advertising of said games. And of course they haven't done anything about the sale of actual guns in Walmart. Don't be silly. But for anyone listening who's not sure, say it with me kids, video games do not cause violence.
Remember that 16-year-old kid who recently won $3 million in a Fortnite competition? Kyle Bugger Giersdorf is in the news again today because he was the victim of a swatting incident over the weekend. Armed police arrived at his house while he was streaming. Luckily, one of the responders recognized him and the situation was resolved without incident.
Crash Team Racing has taken pole position in the UK physical game sales charts again. Last week's winner, Fire Emblem The Three Houses, sunk down to 7th, but Nintendo still remains dominant with Smash Ultimate, Mario Kart 8 and Super Mario Maker 2 all staying in the top 10. Red Dead Redemption 2 has seen a jump from 15th into 8th, and F1 2019 rose from 11th to 6th, but no new games managed to even crack the top 40.
Following Ninja's departure from Twitch to rival Mixer early this month, the site has been using his former channel to promote and recommend other streamers to his old followers. Ninja himself was disgusted this weekend when Twitch were promoting a porn stream on his old channel. CEO of Twitch, Emmett Shear, has since apologized to Ninja and suspended the channel where the porn originated.
Minecraft's Super Duper graphics pack has been flat out cancelled. The graphics update, which promised 4K support and a huge visual overhaul, was announced back at E3 2017 and was due to launch that same summer. Now, Mojang have announced that update is actually dead due to poor performance across all platforms.
No Man's Sky Beyond update will finally be arriving tomorrow on August the 14th, and we now know exactly what the update will bring. Having previously announced VR and 32-player multiplayer support in the update, it will also include the following: growable crops, milkable and rideable creatures, a new galactic map, cooking recipes, a new word learning system, new NPC races, improved building, and much, much more.
Mike Pondsmith, the mind behind the original Cyberpunk tabletop game series, has confirmed that he is in the game Cyberpunk 2077. Speaking with official Xbox magazine, he said, "I have a role. I actually recorded for one role, but they came up with a different one for me, but I can't tell you much more than that. And I am telling you that because there are a lot of fans who are going, he better be in the game somewhere. So I'm in the game. I'm figuring what happens is, at some point, Johnny Silverhand is playing his guitar and I'll come out and play my bass." Given how deep Pondsmith's natural speaking voice is, he wouldn't even need to play a bass.
Just talk about
in the world of Cyberpunk, Johnny Silverhand.
He should do the trailer.
He's got an awesome voice. It's so deep. It's cool.
And there you have it for your gaming news nuggets for today. It's now time for a dad joke, and these dad jokes come from the patreon.com/prettygoodgaming Discord channel, which you can get access for if you go to Patreon and support us from as little as $1 a month.
So this joke came in from Two Shot Tino, and there were loads to choose from, but this one really kind of just tickled me the most. Viagra. It won't turn you into James Bond, but it will make you Roger Moore. And I thought that was just a solid pun.
But
there you go.
Thanks, Two Shot Tino. Apt name that, isn't it? Controversial key reseller G2A owes game developer Unknown Worlds $300,000, according to company founder and director Charlie Cleveland. He claims that G2A owes them the money because of lost revenue from their game Natural Selection 2. In July, G2A pledged to pay back 10 times what developers lost in chargebacks due to credit card fraud. They announced at the time, "We will pay developers 10 times the money they lost on chargebacks after their illegally obtained keys were sold on G2A. The idea is simple, developers just need to prove such a thing actually happened on their stores." Cleveland is intended to take up the offer, posting in a comment on a related GamesIndustry.biz article, "We paid $30,000 to deal with credit card chargebacks because of G2A. So G2A, if you really want to put your money where your mouth is, you will now pay us, Unknown Worlds, $300,000. Unknown Worlds, whose most recognizable title is the open world survival adventure game Subnautica, isn't the first company to feel aggrieved by G2A recently. The whole situation kicked off earlier last month when Mike Rose, founder of indie publisher No More Robots, called for players to pirate their games rather than send funds to the dubious website. Please, if you're going to buy a game from G2A, just pirate it instead. Genuinely, devs don't see a penny either way, so we'd much rather G2A didn't see money either. It was in response to this that G2A decided to offer the refund of 10 times the money lost on credit card chargebacks. They also offered to create a key blocker tool which would help developers blacklist, review and giveaway keys and prevent them from being sold on their site. The offer was on condition that 100 developers sign up for the service. Creating such a tool is going to be time consuming and expensive for us. This is why it would be great if at least 100 developers signed up. We just want to make sure that our key blocker is going to be used by many. As of today, only 19 devs have signed up so far, and so G2A announced yesterday that they're extending the deadline for sign-ups. I guess they thought this would be a noble gesture, however it seems to have rubbed some up the wrong way. And it was this announcement that triggered Charlie Cleveland of Unknown Worlds to speak out. He had this to say, "G2A is such a gross company. It's a load of crap that this tool would be expensive to develop. It's also suspect how they are pushing the names of developers who don't want their games to be sold on their service. It's almost like they want blowback from players who don't understand the shadiness of their service and be encouraged to review bomb those developers. It's also terrible to put the impetus on developers to have to take action with G2A to get this proposal moving in the first place, while G2A profits off of grey market sales and credit card fraud." There has so far been no response from G2A regarding the demand for $300,000 from Cleveland, but judging by their recent PR efforts, it shouldn't take too long before we hear them come up with a half-hearted excuse. So now G2A might be held to their promise of 10 times the chargebacks that they've inflicted on games. $30,000 for just on credit card chargebacks on this game that, you know, we not really heard of. I don't know if you have, but that's $300,000 just off that one kind of unknown game. Yeah. Imagine if everyone else piles onto this and they stand by it. I'm not sure that that's going to happen, let's be honest, because it'll cost them so much money if they have to live up to that. It goes to show the scale of this thing, right? I mean, there's been people saying that this is a shady website. Oh, you don't know, it's a key reseller. You never know whether it's going to be genuine. You never know whether it's going to be a fake key or whatever. If this one developer on this one game has incurred $30,000 of chargebacks alone, imagine what that extends to the rest of the games sold on G2A. Imagine where you pull that string, imagine how big it goes. No doubt they'll send out like a groveling email statement to all of these outlets, and probably we got one last time we talked about it, saying, I had one this morning. Yeah, you got one this morning. Well, there you go. They're already on the case. Come and meet us at Gamescom, they said. We'll have a chat with us, see how good our platform is. Yeah, right. Nope. If I was going to Gamescom, I wouldn't be wasting my time at the G2A booth, that's for sure. So if you enjoyed the video, why not hit the thumbs up button? If you want to support the content, head over to patreon.com/PretyGoodGaming. You can get the access to the podcast 2 days early, as well as access to the Discord channel, where you can join in with the community and talk and share awesome bad dad jokes like we all do. Thanks for watching. We will see you again in the next video. Until then, bye for now. You may remember them from such hits as that Troy McClure thing. Hi, I'm Troy McClure. You may remember me from... the thing is, I don't remember any of the titles he suggests. G2... No way. Yeah.
I was trying to find a pun and I didn't spend enough time, and I was just like, fuck it.
Oh, it's good.
It rhymes.
It works.